Right, let me just correct a few things I said earlier. I may have disgruntled a few people. I reported that Daniel Dubois had been installed as the IBF champion, the IBF regular heavyweight champion. It's being reported that Daniel Dubois is being installed as a regular IBF heavyweight champion. If protocol is to be followed, when an interim champ, when the holder of the belt, in this case Oleksandr Usyk, gives up the title, makes it vacant, the interim champion is then installed as the regular champion. So if protocol is going to be followed in this case, that is what happened, and that is what is reported to have happened today. Apparently there's going to be an announcement later today. Apparently we're supposed to be getting a press conference for the Dubois-Joshua fight today as well at some point. Leading on from the fact that Usyk has given up the IBF, which we all sort of thought he was going to be stripped of anyway, I think it's now pretty much certain, or this is my opinion, so it's just an opinion, so don't get too upset, it's just an opinion, you don't have to agree. Tyson Fury will never reach undisputed heavyweight champion status. For all the greatness that he's piled on himself, and all the proclaimed greatness by his army of cult fans, proclaiming him as the best fighter of the last 20 years, best fighter ever to come out of this country, better than Lennox Lewis, best heavyweight to ever walk the planet. He will go down as never being undisputed heavyweight champion. He failed at the first hurdle of becoming undisputed, which was beating Oleksandr Usyk. Now with the fact that the rematch is not for undisputed, he's for 3 titles, and you would expect that whoever wins that, because the way mandatories work and the sanctions imposed on fighters having to meet mandatories by certain dates, you can pretty much guarantee whoever wins that fight, the titles will get splintered even further, because time frames won't be met for mandatories, so they will be stripped or they will vacate, whichever comes first. So Tyson Fury will never be undisputed heavyweight champion. Not that he will care, because as Tyson Fury always says, he's not bothered about legacies, he's not bothered about undisputed. As Tyson Fury says, he only turns up to get laid and get paid, of which he's done. I mean, last time, laid out was almost the case, not laid. Oleksandr Usyk nearly put him to sleep. You know, another minute left in that round and that would have happened, or at least he'd been stopped on his feet. So Tyson Fury will never be undisputed. Now you may claim his career's not over yet, he might still do it. Well, I tell you what, we'll make a wager now. If you think he will, I'll happily put whatever you want on it, but Tyson Fury will not become undisputed. And then further on from that, will Oleksandr Usyk be the last undisputed heavyweight champion that we see? Will he be the last undisputed heavyweight champion? If we're to take into account Turki Al Sheikh's proposed idea for the Super League, will he go on an all-out attack for the governing bodies, for the belts, and do with them as he please? Will the organisations become irrelevant? I think if you're a fighter, I don't know where you'll stand on the idea of a Super League, because as it stands at the moment, I think it was the guy on the Fight Disciples podcast, you have the guy from TalkSport and the other guy, but he noted how many current world champions they are. Now, if you're a fighter for organisations, for major organisations, as a fighter, it's better for you. More organisations, more titles, more opportunities. So, if they are to become obsolete and we get a Super League, which you would assume is one belt, one champion, one name, one face, the opportunities for fighters to earn money, and big money, drastically lessens. And that's got to be worse if you're a fighter. If you're a fighter, you don't really care how many organisations there are, surely. The more opportunity for you to earn money and to hold a version of the title, the better, if you're a fighter. So who does the Super League serve more? Because then you'll have a situation where one champion, one fighter. How quick are you going to make this champion fight? How long is it going to take for someone to climb the rankings and get a shot when you've got one champion? So who knows? But in terms of undisputed, if you look at how long it took for this undisputed title to be claimed by Oleksandr Usyk, and how long it's been since the last one, or the gaps in between undisputed champions at heavyweight, if we're to assume, there's going to be a wait again, and a substantial gap between undisputed champions being made, would you be surprised if we ever saw another undisputed heavyweight champion after Oleksandr Usyk's reign? And I won't at all be surprised if Oleksandr Usyk retires after beating Tyson Fury. After the first fight with Tyson Fury, regardless of how comfortably, other than the 3 rounds where Oleksandr Usyk comfortably beat Tyson Fury, battered him in 1 round, completely battered him in 1 round, the effort it took for Oleksandr Usyk, there are reports of him sort of immediately after the fight absolutely being drained to exhaustion by the effort it took, a gargantuan effort it took to beat a man that much bigger, that much longer. And he did, to a degree, get lit up at times during those 3 rounds. People will dispute that. But Tyson did light him up for periods in those 3 rounds. He could never sustain it, Tyson Fury couldn't. The amount of effort and the pace he had to fight at and the exertion he had to put in to win those rounds that clearly was just unsustainable. I thought that during that period. I said to Joe Stunner at the time, we were messaging each other at this period, and although he was lighting Usyk up for that period, the effort it took and the exertion it took for him to do so was never going to be sustainable, and that proved to be the case. But it took a massive toll on Oleksandr Usyk to win that fight. Yes, he was technically far better. He was better in every department, but it took a gargantuan effort from him to do so. So don't think that Oleksandr Usyk, that was easy for him, because it weren't by any means. But if the same effort is required in a rematch to beat Tyson Fury again, I mean, possibly it won't. Possibly he's softened Fury up enough that a rematch will possibly be easier, because Tyson Fury is become even less of a fighter. He's even more worn, shall we say. But after going to the well again for Oleksandr Usyk at his age, what will be left for him? The winner of Anthony Joshua versus Dubois, will that really offer enough? He's beaten both already, beaten both comfortably. So I see it quite a possibility, that Usyk will retire. And undisputed is even further away. So will Oleksandr Usyk be the last undisputed champion that we get? Just a thought, just throwing it out there. Let me know what you think. I'll see you all soon.